Welcome to Daybreak. I'm Joe Young, manager for the Village of Oxford, and today we have Terry Stiles, special guest here, helping me out with the program and let you know what's going on in Oxford today.
Can't keep my business out of Oxford's business,
That's
I
great.
guess.
Well, we're glad to have you here, and I know you're quite involved with the cable operation here in the
Yep.
community as well, and
Right.
we see quite a bit, so it's great to have you here today. So we've got a few events to talk about, things going on, coming up. I don't know, Terry, if you want to start with one or two there?
Yeah, I'll talk about the chamber events.
Okay.
Holly was supposed to be here with us
Yep.
today. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it, so we're going to have Holly come back. But
Good.
some of the chamber events that are coming up, we have a business roundtable, which is an ongoing event, correct?
Yep, there's a focus group that business and marketing, and it's been very productive and helpful with the, you have to be a member of the chamber, so, but I'm sure you're welcome to participate in case you're interested in becoming a chamber member. But I think they meet at Tim Hortons, right, on September 18th at
right. Early morning, 8:30.
8:30 in the morning at Tim
8:30
Hortons.
to
So it's a
9:30.
really good group. They're going to be talking about business strategies and marketing.
Good way to network for the business owners
Exactly.
of the community. And that's not
Exactly.
necessarily limited to downtown.
No, it's the whole Oxford community, and it's the
Township
Oxford
as well.
Area Chamber of Commerce. So they've got over 200 members and a lot of active people, and again, they're all trying to promote and prosper in their businesses and help our greater Oxford community. So it's
That's
awesome.
a good organization to belong to. They
Definitely.
also network with other surrounding
Chambers.
area chambers and
Yes,
have
they do.
events, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Speaking of
Yep.
that, they have an expo coming up. Is that sponsored by the chambers, the Women's
Yep.
Expo?
Oh, yes, every year.
Okay.
Yep, that's a big, big event.
Yes, it
at
is.
Boulder Point, they have, I think, somewhere around 70 or 80 vendors come in. And they have special activities during the day and drawings, so there's a lot of free goodies to come. The first, I think, 100 or so people get a nice goodie bag, so that's always worthwhile, plus all the vendors and
Easy place
activities.
to get to and actually
Boulder
easy to
Point.
get around. It's just a really pleasant
Yeah.
location, and that's on October 17th.
That's a Thursday.
And do we have a time?
Yeah, from noon
here?
to 5.
Oh, noon to 5.
So-
And then for each vendor, there's still space available
yes, sure.
at $150 a booth, correct?
Yep.
And that's
Yes.
advertising for
Yep.
you as well. You can include that in that cost
Yeah,
because we'll talk about it a lot between now and the 17th. And I know that they'll be advertising in the newspaper
Oh, yes.
about it. CJ's really great about writing articles about that.
Yeah, they have between 500 to 1,000 people come to that expo,
Wow.
so it's worthwhile
Yay,
for your advertising and promoting your products or services.
And a lot of new businesses in town that we haven't met yet that
True.
probably will be involved
Right.
as well. And
Right.
then on September 27th is a Celebrate Embroidery at the Creative Embroidery. Now, she's been in the community for about 3 years, but it's
new
20
owner,
years
right.
anniversary for that particular business,
Right,
correct,
it's
in our community.
It's right behind
It's really great.
Wireless Toys or Victoria's Delights. A great business to have. 20 years, how quickly time flies.
Amazing.
And
It
she
sure
does great
does.
products and services there with embroidery, and I know she does a lot with the school shirts and hats. And
Well, she's a native of the community, so
Right,
yeah, she
right.
definitely puts her all in. That will have a ribbon cutting at 4 o'clock, but she also intends to do some building improvements.
Well, she's looking to
facade?
put a mural on the southeast side of the building that is using words, because of creative embroidery, that look in the shape of an outline of trees.
That's really
So
cool.
it's a creative thing, instead of having a
Yay.
bare wall. So that's what she's proposing. It'll be going to the Planning Commission for approval this coming week. So hopefully before the snow flies, I hate to say that word, but
Oh, yeah. Well, today it's
they'll be up
appropriate.
there and be attractive and help promote her business that she can be continue to be successful at.
Yeah, she's a good person to have in our
Right.
community. She intends
Right.
to stay. Also, on October 5th, we have a community shred event, and that really turns out to be a successful event,
Yes, it
doesn't
is.
it?
Yep, it's a Saturday at Oxford Bank.
Again
And they
at the
provide
bank.
it free. That's one of our community services. I think they do them like every 6 months or so.
Yeah, I think they had one in May, so
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
So,
right.
and that's from 1 to 4 p.m. So bring your paper product, paper documents you would like to get shredded, and they will shred it. They're free at the parking lot at Oxford Bank at 60 South Washington. Again, that's Saturday, October 5th, the first Saturday of the month, from 1 to 4 p.m. So at 1 o'clock you can hear the siren go off, right? First Saturday of the
Good
month, 1
reminder,
o'clock.
that's right.
So when you hear that siren, remember to take your shredding items to Oxford Bank on
Yeah,
that
what
day.
a great service, I'm telling you. I have used it before, and will use it again.
Right.
And then on the 23rd of October, while we're talking downtown, it's
Yep.
Girls Night Out again, and that is something not to be missed. Again, features all the businesses in this community, and I'm telling you, it's a fun event. Everybody's running around
They
with
have about
smiles on their
500 people
face.
show up for that event.
Isn't that
500 people.
something?
And it's a Wednesday night from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it starts at Centennial Park. And they have giveaways and promotions, and
Just
all
such a
the
good
different
event.
businesses have lots of things going on. It's a great event. And the collection this year is for personal needs for Love Inc.
Oh, nice, right.
So the little luxury items that Love Inc.
Yeah.
can share with
Another
those
good
that in need.
Community organization in this community.
Yeah.
Real fast, we have a minute before break, and I want to talk about the Scarecrow Festival. It started out huge in our community, and everybody gets excited about it, and it's not going to be any different this year, is it?
Oh, it's going to be great. We're still formulating the final details. So it's going to be Saturday, October 26th, and maybe I can talk a little bit more in the next session about some of the details of that, of the possibilities of coming up and get some input. But it's Saturday, October 26th. It's the annual event, and of course we're going with the Oxford Home of the Mask
Yay.
for Halloween. The Lone Ranger in this case, of course, just for the mask, Oxford being home of the radio Lone Ranger. So we're going to be promoting that too as that event. So we'll carry on some of this more detail when we come back in a
right.
few minutes. Okay? Thank you.
Stay with us.
Welcome back to Daybreak with Joe Young, Terry Stiles here helping out, and we just mentioned about the Scarecrow Festival. And there's a couple of possibilities we're looking at this year to make it a little more different and more exciting. Again, it's a Saturday, October 26th, and that's the fourth Saturday of October. Normally it would be the week before, but that's when the Jack-o'-lantern Jamboree is that Parks and Rec
Nice.
puts on. So this way you'll be able to take in both events.
Weekend after weekend, yeah.
So the kids
Nice.
and everyone will have a great time. But on that Saturday, Merge, who was looking to take over the 33 Pleasant building
The old
there
grain
and
elevator,
make it
yeah.
right, and an art gallery and a coffee shop. Well, they're wanting to get involved with the community events, and they're looking to have a 5K costume run.
How fun. Yeah.
So you can wear your Halloween costume and run 5K, and we're looking at 10 o'clock or so in the morning to have that event.
Streamline
So,
your costume this
yeah,
year, right?
And I'm sure that we'll have a local cable channel out there videotaping that
Oh,
one.
absolutely. We won't miss it.
So that's a possibility we're looking at. They're looking to have the children's costume contest there
Nice.
at Merge with the
Oh,
parking
very
area. We've got to try and check some details and arrangements and address parking and the area issues with that. They're looking at having a pet
Petting.
contest there.
Nice.
Because Merge is right behind Oxford Farm and Garden.
Oh, how appropriate.
And we're asking Farm and Garden to do as they have done in the past. They have a petting zoo,
Right.
which is great. And we're even going to ask them if they considered having exotic pets this time,
Oh, very good.
too, which would be interesting. And then they have had in the past this huge hay maze, straw maze, where
Oh,
you crawl
right,
under
yes.
tunnels. It's just
Oh,
really
great
exciting for the kids.
Yeah, sure is.
And they've had the apple bobbing and things like that too. So we're looking into those kind of possibilities there. So that's why we're kind of looking at. I'm glad here Merge was interested in kind of helping
yeah,
coordinate
kind of
it.
moving the animal.
And then we're looking to have hay rides between Oxford Farm and Garden, and Centennial Park, where the rest of the Scarecrow
They'll
activity
have
will
that.
take place.
And the chili cook-off, it would
That's
be in
part
the
of it.
park again.
Yep,
Yeah, that's
exactly,
fun.
and we're looking to possibly have a flea market, vendor market in the Centennial Park area. We're going to have live entertainment with musicians, music groups playing. We're looking to possibly having maybe a magician for the kids
Great.
too. There will be contests everyone can participate in. Of course, we always have the Scarecrow contest,
Right.
which is for the businesses
Yeah.
and residences. And you can put them on your house, and they will be judged, and there's
They're two separate
right,
contests.
the
correct?
residents and the businesses are
Yeah,
separate,
nice.
different awards prizes you might win. So again, that's a Saturday, October 26th. Should be a great time. Lots of ideas coming up and things involved. We'll get more details for you from there. But if you have any ideas or questions, let us know. Along with that, we also, just to give everybody a heads up, we are looking to do the Soup and Sweet Stroll event, which is
December.
Friday night before the Christmas
Yeah,
parade.
really
And,
nice.
that's this December 6th, and we're looking to expand that program, which runs from 5 to, I think, 9, which includes the tree lighting. And, of course, Santa Claus is
Oh, yeah, you
there,
can't
and we
be-
have music groups, school groups and choirs.
That's another event that's just grown and grown and grown.
Right,
I remember
and,
the first couple of years.
Right, and so we're looking to expand
Depending on
that.
the
We're
weather.
looking to have smaller music groups at the north end, like at Vendetti's and Witches, to help make it
Great.
more enjoyable to bring down to get your soup and sweet stroll tasting that evening. So hopefully we'll have a great event. So we're looking forward to that coming up. Believe it or not, Christmas is coming down the road here. So, well, we've got some other activities and things going on in the business area. The Village Council is looking at finalizing a sign ordinance that's been in the works for a number of months that the Planning Commission's been fine-tuning. And this past meeting at the council, a number of businesses came out and spoke about some of the changes and the value and needs of signs, and the council made some adjustments, and they're looking to get those finalized hopefully within the next couple of weeks to help continue to have our business be successful, but also to be attractive and safe, of course, with the signs, because we know that it's important, but we want to make it
Business
look
friendly
as
as
attractive
well,
and keep our historic character and charm.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of input on that. Sidewalk signs, which will be here. So the businesses are very happy to hear that. Matter of fact, we're even proposing to keep banners on the bridge. But the letters, though, need to be at least 12 inches high to have a banner on the bridge so you can read them. And they need to be block letters is what we're looking at. So we're trying to make the signs more effective and attractive and useful on that. And any questions you have, just let us know on that.
Be nice to see that sign ordinance finally come to rest. It's been a long time for that, regardless
So-
of where it settles.
Right.
It'll be nice to see it settle.
Yeah. And there was a lot of good discussion the other night for the businesses
That's
and
what I
the council.
understand,
So
right.
there's great communication taking place there.
Good.
Speaking of village and the offices, we do have a developer that was interested in building townhouses at our site, and there's a small problem, about $1 million problem, getting money to relocate our offices
Yeah.
to the police department and dispatch and our offices. And the developer said, well, he'd still like to continue dialogue, which we're doing. So that's still a possibility, but it's, a big item there. Of course, putting that property on the tax rolls with those units would be beneficial for the village to have
Right.
that revenue coming in to help maintain our services
Which might
here.
outbalance the emotional, sentimental attachment that people have
right.
to that building.
Right. Well,
so
it has
that
to make business sense first.
offset it.
Of
Yeah,
course, but you're right, there
exactly.
is
It might offset that.
that perspective on the thing too. So that's exciting that, again, there's interest in new development in the village.
right.
At the last Daybreak, we mentioned about how we've got 8 new buildings going up, 6 houses, and there's a
Yeah,
couple more I
that's
heard
great.
just this week.
More
That they're
permits.
gonna be pulling more
Wonderful.
permits to build, so
Good.
that's wonderful for our area and our values. And I know the building on Glassby's moving along, that
That's great.
is under construction and looking for that to continue on. So we got a lot of exciting things going on here in
We've got some
Oxford.
other projects that we need to talk about too, with the MDOT
Yeah, we can-
getting closer, yeah.
We can
And
talk
then-
about that when we come back
yeah.
in just a minute, because there's a little bit
That's
involved with
right.
that. We want community involvement
Right.
and input, and we got some consultants under contract, which we can
Yeah,
talk about. in a
and
few
all kinds
minutes.
of exciting things that we can
Okay.
definitely talk about when we come back.
Okay, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to the final edition of Saddle Up. We'll be
Hi, welcome back to Building Your Temple CrossFit. I'm your personal trainer.
Now, the perch just weren't here naturally. Something brought them here.
Welcome back to Daybreak with Susan and Joe, and we're going to wrap up our session here today and talk a little bit about water. Welcome back to Daybreak with Terry and Joe, and we were just talking about MDOT and streets.
Yeah, all
and
kinds of exciting
that's
stuff.
a big item there.
Yeah.
The state of Michigan, that's MDOT, Michigan Department of Transportation, has earmarked $1.5 million for funds to improve the safety along M24.
Fantastic.
Because we have a lot of left turn
Yeah.
issues, we have a lot of rear end accidents because of that. So they're looking at ways we can improve that, and they
Left
proposed a 5-lane, adding a left turn lane, the entire length from Burdick
Wow.
south to Minnetonka, which would basically speed up traffic, which is not what we want. We want
Wow,
safety,
yeah,
of course, but
right.
not increased speed. And we met with them a couple weeks ago and asked them if we could come back with a
pretty big,
proposal to
yeah.
restrict where you could turn left. So we would not
Right.
put in all the 5 lanes, because part of that involves the village requiring the right-of-way to do that too. So there's a cost and time and
Ouch,
effort. So,
right.
but more from the safety standpoint, we're gonna be looking at proposing, for example, that there would be left turn at Broadway, which has already been designed, which is a traffic signal. So that's a pretty obvious one.
Right.
And we need to put the lane in there so we can accommodate the traffic.
Now that happened at Mechanic, that there's a restriction on left-hand turns.
Right, correct.
And that seemed to help a lot, right? So you could use
Well-
that as an argument with MDOT?
Sure, well, the MDOT's proposed that already. That one they're fine with.
Okay.
And we're fine
Right,
with that
right,
one.
right,
because
right.
the
But I mean,
bank-
sorry, doing that further on down or
Well, sure.
beyond that,
Sure.
it seems like that would be a
Right.
good answer.
Right, but we need to like put them at Lincoln and Crawford Streets, or
Right,
Crawford,
right,
Lincoln,
sure,
going
right.
south. Because we don't want everybody turning left as
Yeah.
it happens now, because I know the businesses along the south end their customers have problems, because they don't
they
like
do.
to be waiting in a left turn lane and they see all these cars behind them.
right.
Makes them nervous. So
Yeah.
we're looking at restricting left turns, and part of that is
Great.
using 2 alleyways. We have an east alley that is currently a gravel alley from Ensley Street south to just north of the church, the
Running
Lutheran church.
behind the Rochester, the Crittenton building, correct?
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
the one
that's
you're talking-
part of the alley, right.
okay.
And where Colo Schultz Banker real
right.
estate office is. So part of that is to develop that alleyway, which will give an alternative for people to get
Nice.
downtown and get the traffic off M24
nice.
and eliminate left turns. So there's all kinds of benefits there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also looking on the west side, between Lincoln and Crawford. There's that White House Court development, and now there's, because of the now single owner on the all but one property, the possibly having alleyway through
Behind
there,
that, yeah.
which would eliminate a lot of left turns.
Sure,
So, part of the left turn, of course, is having a lane, but we'd also like to have some traffic signals.
Sure.
So we're gonna
Yeah,
be looking at
absolutely.
presenting that to MDOT as well. And, other traffic calming measures to slow traffic, like, for example, narrowing the look of the lanes so that we put, for example, color concrete or brick pavers on the edge so that it looks narrow, but the lane wouldn't be. But
Yeah.
the perception will help people slow
Slow
down. Because when you get downtown, then we have the pedestrians to deal with, and that's where it's very critical that the traffic is
Yeah.
slow, because we're talking about, having accessible downtown, and pedestrians are very key to that.
Oh, yeah.
And we even considered having mid-block crossings, like at Centennial Park, for example.
Which people do anyhow.
Right. And it's
Whether
not
they're
safe.
supposed to or
So
not,
that's
of
another
course, yeah.
idea of
Right.
making more pedestrian-friendly.
Sure. And visually, that would help too.
Yes, it would.
Having that.
Exactly. So there's lots of
Nice.
things we're looking
Nice.
at. The
Great.
Village Council did hire Jim Sharp of Sharp Engineering to help develop a
Good.
concept for the left turn lane and traffic calming that will be developed with community participation. So we can go back to MDOT and say, here's what we as a community would like to see. Likewise, the East Alley,
Good
we hired
progress.
Nowak and Prowse to develop a roadway design and a storm sewer as part of that, the project down the road that would help get that paved.
And this
more
is funding
beneficial.
planned in advance.
Right, it's a phased project, so.
Great.
And part of
Wonderful.
that East Alley, by the way, includes a possible art walkway project
Nice.
that Lawrence Tech University had submitted, so we're looking forward to hopefully seeing
great.
that be part of that as well. Then we got some business updates, lots of good things going on.
Yeah, stuff I didn't know about.
Yeah,
Do tell.
good. Well,
Heckle and Jekyll Party
Yeah.
Store now is going to be a real estate company?
yep, Real Estate Gives, that's where they give 5% of their commission to charitable organizations that you designate when you purchase the home.
Wow, that's great.
They're in Lake Orion now. They're hoping to open up this month yet even.
Oh, this is a good community
So-
to do that in
so-
as well. Things are, houses are selling
Yes, they
quickly
are.
in this community. It's really happening.
You know?
And then the Irish pub, what's the update on that?
Right, well, it was on the front page of the Leader
That's
recently,
wonderful.
and they got an outdoor cafe that's going before the Planning Commission for approval. So that's gonna be exciting. They're gonna have restaurant and bar downstairs, and the kitchen and restaurant
they'll
area
actually be
upstairs as well.
upstairs.
So you're gonna have two
Wonderful.
eating areas.
Great.
The owner, who is from Ireland, Jerry Kremen, is bringing all the materials to be authentic Irish pub. He says,
Yay.
I'm hoping to certainly be open by St. Patrick's Day, March 17th or sooner,
Perfect.
of course. So we're very excited about that prospect. Another business that we're waiting to open, and that's Kindred Spirits, a quilt shop, though.
Right, I spoke with her and she was
Oh, good.
looking towards end of September, hopefully, to
Oh,
get
good.
it open. So,
Great.
yeah, I wandered by there
Great.
the other day. That's exciting. That's another business that brings people to the community.
Right.
And then, of course, they wander around.
And then we got
Dubs.
Boulevard Boutique right next door to
Ah.
Kindred Spirits, and I know Sue is doing
Yeah,
awesome down there.
She is, she sure
Doing
is.
well. And then Dubs relocated to
Yeah.
Centennial Park this past month, the skate and bike shop, so be sure to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
It's right next to the ice cream shop, but unfortunately it will probably not be open too much longer for the season, but it's right there on Centennial Park, so go see Jackie at Dubs to get your wheels taken care of there.
Another business growing in the community. She kind of outgrew where she was at.
Yeah, yeah. And then we did have an application for Goodwill to consider relocating at Marketplace, so lots of activity, and the hardware would still be in the plaza, is what we've been told. So again, activity happening. We've got a bed and breakfast that's been applied for. It's a residence that she wanted to have when the foreign exchange students' parents come in,
Oh, nice.
to provide them a place to stay. So that was the motive there. And then just to wrap it up here, Oxford Township Economic Development Subcommittee has a developers meeting or investors meeting scheduled for Wednesday, October
nice.
2nd at 6:30 at Vets Hall.
Great.
And they're going to be going and having presentation on things to help attract the developers and investors to build here in Oxford. And part of that's the One Stop Ready program, which the
Yeah.
village and township are very involved with. So it's again Wednesday, October 2nd. So we're being very proactive in the township
Great.
with their economic development committee as well. So
Because
lots
you
of
know,
great things.
developers are definitely keeping an eye on
Oh
our
yeah,
community.
yeah,
So.
lots going on. So,
Yeah.
well, with that, Terry, I want to thank you today. It's been great.
Thank
and,
you.
we'll look for
That's
everyone
fun.
to see you next time. So have a great week.
At Oakland County Parks and Recreation, we value what you value: family relationships, community connections, good health, environmental stewardship, and economic stability. Oakland County residents and businesses have invested in preserving nearly 7,000 acres of parkland. Since 1966, 13 parks and golf courses have been acquired, maintained, and improved. Oakland County parks and facilities are made possible by millage funds supported by Oakland County residents. For a home valued at $200,000, the homeowner pays less than $25 per year to support the Oakland County parks. With every generation, families create lifelong memories at Oakland County's award-winning parks. From exciting summer escapades and stories around the campfire to brisk fall walks on wooded trails and snowy winter outings, the outdoors beckons year-round. It's time to get up, get out, and get going at the Oakland County parks. Active recreation options abound. Cross-country ski or mountain bike on tree-lined trails. Scale the rock climbing wall. Get your kicks with soccer at several sports fields. Row or paddle a boat on 4 picturesque inland lakes. It's an easy journey. Most parks are just a short drive away. A quick tip: all our parks and golf courses end in Oaks. To find your favorite, just go to destinationoakland.com. Click to pick Oceans of Motion water parks at Red Oaks and Waterford Oaks, the Wint Nature Center at Independence Oaks, Teen Adventures, and even entertainment to go. When outdoor adventures on your list, there's fishing, beaches, boating, playgrounds, and seasonal hunting. The campgrounds at Addison Oaks and Groveland Oaks feel like being up north with plenty of recreation options. Want to get fit? Hit the trails. Oakland County Parks boasts more than 68 miles for strolling, walking, hiking and running, biking, or horseback riding. If the links are your lure, 5 golf courses, including premier course Lion Oaks, are conveniently located. Make Glen Oaks or White Lake Oaks your home course. Get an up-north feel at Springfield Oaks, or play a quick 9 at Red Oaks. Our recreation lineup rocks. Learn to swim. Experience an outdoor adventures camp. Take the fast track at BMX, or gain new lifelong skills. Everyone's included. Individuals with disabilities participate in dozens of adaptive opportunities, including a new fully accessible playscape, modified golf carts, and annual events. There's always something special going on at Oakland County Parks, whether it's a classic car show, the Oakland County Fair, a senior golf tournament, or the Ellis Barn Festival. Being green is an everyday practice with nature interpretive programs, wildlife habitat protection, reduction of invasive species, and stormwater management. Your responses to surveys indicate that you want more trails. The Oakland Trails Advisory Council was established to coordinate trail systems and seek grant sources for future trail construction. You also said that maintaining and refurbishing existing facilities is a high priority, as well as continuing exceptional quality service standards. Oakland County Parks serves an increasingly diverse population of all abilities, ages, interests, ethnic backgrounds, and cultures. The needs of lifelong residents, as well as newcomers, are carefully considered when planning parks and programs. Oakland County Parks and Recreation pledges to create community by providing places to meet, play, and learn. Observe environmental responsibility with natural resources stewardship, and enhance fiscal sustainability based on a business model of effective and efficient operation. During the last decade, the Parks Commission has purchased 297-acre Highland Oaks, acquired Catalpa Oaks, an urban park in Southfield, added new campsites and cabins at Addison Oaks, opened dog parks at Orion Oaks and Lion Oaks, relocated and reconstructed the historic Ellis Barn at Springfield Oaks, and built a universally accessible playground at Waterford Oaks.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honorveterans to find out how you can help.